Nostradamus left 942 cryptic quatrains. Most are vague enough to fit almost anything, until you line them up beside the real-world warnings scientists are raising for 2025. Today we're diving into eerie verses that appear to sync to issues experts are urgently studying right now. Imagine a sunrise so intense it fries satellites before you finish breakfast. Century 4, quatrain 30, the whole beach will be covered in sun and fish in the sea shrivel. Scholars long dismissed it as poetic exaggeration until NASA's Parker Solar Probe logged record-breaking coronal mass ejections headed towards Earth's orbital path. A direct hit could overload power grids and raise sea surface temperatures locally, causing the very shriveling marine biologists now track in mass coral bleaching events. NOAA's 2024 report warns that a single X-class flare could cost $2 trillion in infrastructure damage and knock out fishing industries for years. The rhyme suddenly feels less Renaissance hysteria, more grim space weather forecast. What if the next pandemic has been frozen in time for 40,000 years? Century 1, quatrain 64. In the deep north, dormant plague will emerge, new terror hidden by the ancient cold. Permafrost thaw in Siberia is already releasing anthrax spores and giant viruses like Pithovirus sibericum. A 2023 Nature study isolated 13 zombie pathogens still infectious after millennia underground. Cue Nostradamus talking about a plague that sleeps in the deep north. Epidemiologists at the Pasteur Institute project that by 2025, enough tundra will melt to expose roughly 30 million kilometers cubed of once sealed organic matter, an ideal incubator for prehistoric microbes. The verse's new terror no longer sounds medieval, it's a line item in modern biorisk assessments. Could a crack in the Atlantic literally tear continents apart and economies with them? Century 6, quatrain 97, two brothers divided, a new land will arise. The old city will see its strength fall. Geologists have mapped the mid-Atlantic ridge's Charlie Gibbs fracture zone, a fault widening faster than any other segment. If acceleration continues, Iceland could experience a rift eruption rivaling 1783's Lackey event, which dropped northern hemisphere temperatures and triggered European famine. The old city losing power? Copenhagen and London sit within the ash dispersal models created by the European Space Agency for a worst-case 2025 scenario. A 450-year-old stanza eerily mirrors our seafloor sonar scans today. No, he never used the word airplane, but what he wrote was scarily close. Century 2, quatrain 41. Birds of steel will fall at noon, fire from heaven bringing great misery. Aviation watchdogs have raised alarms about increased solar storm risks to avionics and GPS in 2025's Solar Cycle 25 peak. Boeing's 2024 white paper notes that shielding older flight computers against charged particles bombardment may be inadequate. During 2003's Halloween storms, 28 flights were rerouted over the poles. Translate that to 2025 volumes, and you get Nostradamus' iron birds falling metaphor, grounded or worse, lost mid-flight. Insurers have already drafted premium hikes linked directly to space weather indices. Think your coastal condo is safe? Nostradamus might bet against it, and so does the IPCC. Century 3, quatrain 25. The water will rise to the high place, the great will be forced to leave their homes. UN climate panel projections show sea levels could rise an additional 0.23 meters by 2025 relative to 2000. Combine that with king tide amplification, and you reach the threshold at which seawater breaches Miami's seawalls, already dubbed sunny day flooding. The verse's grands, the powerful, fleeing palaces matches the $1 trillion global property value at risk pinned in a 2024 JP Morgan analysis. Nostradamus wrote about nobility, modern spreadsheets talk about billion-dollar beach houses, but the storyline is identical. A 450-year-old prophet predicting ChatGPT's evil twin? Stay with me. Century 8, quatrain 3. In the clear glass, the bodiless spirit will see everything. It will judge kings and peoples with cold steel. Clear glass can be read as a screen, spirit without a body as artificial intelligence. In 2024, the EU AI Act set the first legal boundaries for general-purpose models amid fears of autonomous lethal decision-making. DeepMind's own policy brief labels unchecked AGI a catastrophic risk within the coming few years. That timeline slams right into 2025. Nostradamus warns the AI will judge kings and peoples. Translation: algorithmic governance. If that feels hyperbolic, ask the OECD, whose 2024 survey found 48 governments already deploy predictive policing software. What if Mars stopped moving? Century 5, quatrain 79. The wandering red will be caught in the embrace, herald of a great setback for the starmen. On January 27, 2025, Mars entered an unusually long solar conjunction, disrupting line-of-sight communication with rovers and orbiters for nearly 4 weeks. NASA needed to suspend commands. Mission planners call it a blackout. The verse's red wanderer, which is classic code for Mars, caught in the embrace matches the sun's gravitational grip. The great setback for starmen echoes JPL memos describing data loss risk during conjunctions. It's one of the few Nostradamus lines that fits a very specific calendar-locked astronomical event. Prophecy or politics, a verse that analysts and war game simulators both fear. Century 10, quatrain 86. The young lion will overcome the old eagle. On frozen fields, their agreements will be broken. Some say the lion equals modern China, the stone lions of Beijing, and the eagle equals the United States. Frozen fields implies Arctic or data-cold cyber fronts. RAND's 2024 report flags 2025 as a critical window for tension over Arctic shipping routes newly accessible by meltwater. If agreements fracture, competition could escalate to satellite jamming or quantum encryption sabotage, an arena literally cold at temperatures near absolute zero. The quatrain reads like a 16th century executive summary of next year's defense tech briefings. Scientists drilled into Campe Flegray's magma chamber, and what they found echoes this line. Century 11, quatrain 83. Beneath the burning hill, the ground will weep. Napolis will see the shadow of its ancient abyss. Campe Flegrei, a supervolcanic caldera west of Naples, shows record uplift over 110 centimeters since 1950, with 6,000 microquakes in 2024 alone. INGV, which is Italy's volcanology institute, upgraded alert levels, hinting an eruption window within several years. Nostradamus names Napolis outright and describes ground weeping, a poetic match to hydrothermal venting fissures now mapped by LiDAR. An explosive event rivals 79 CE Vesuvius, endangering 3 million residents. Government contingency drills for 2025 evacuation align disturbingly well with the Renaissance riddle. Could a metal once used for magic be Wall Street's greatest weakness? Century 7, quatrain 15. The silver thread will break the great bargain. The rich man will weep night and day without ceasing. Silver is essential for photovoltaic cells and AI hardware. Analysts predict a 2025 supply crunch as solar installations triple to meet decarbonization goals, while Mexican mines, providing 24% of global silver, face water scarcity shutdowns. The silver thread breaking could trigger price spikes across electronics and renewable sectors, tanking indices reliant on green tech growth. Bloomberg NEF's late 2024 model lists silver as the single point of failure metal for 2025's clean energy transition. Wealthy investors cry day and night. Insert your own crypto flash crash meme here. Nostradamus already did the foreshadowing. So, was Nostradamus a time traveler, or did we retrofit his words onto the nightly news? Either way, the overlap is hard to ignore. Rogue solar flares, AI ethics bombs, zombie microbes, and supervolcanoes all circling on a single date on the calendar, 2025. As you kill the lights tonight, remember, the future isn't written in stone, but it might be scribbled in 16th century ink. Which of these prophecies chills you the most, and do do you think we can change the ending? Let me know in the comments and stay curious. Goodbye!